Bada bing, bada boom. There we are live. We are, what is this, Joe?
We're
Joey
not really live.
Dags. We're recording live. Pre-recorded, but recording live. So we're live as we speak, but when you see this, it's going to be an hour back. Remember that, Danny? Hour back. Get it? Remember
Hour
Dice
back,
Clay?
get it?
Get
Get
it?
it?
Oh,
Yo,
Back.
fuck.
Get it?
Yo,
You
super.
fuck.
So
dude, I
that's how
still
we
follow
start
his
out.
ass on TikTok. You
Oh,
know,
dude, I love him. I love
he's
him,
I,
awesome.
dude.
Yeah,
He reinvented himself. He
I
reinvented
follow him
himself again
on
about 10
Facebook,
years ago.
Instagrammies,
yep. He's a
TikTok,
good dude.
all that shit.
Yeah, he's great. I
Dude,
see. I always
he's
pull him up
honest,
on
man.
YouTube and watch it. Oh yeah, he's good shit. He was fucking way ahead of his time. Way ahead of his
Yep.
time. So here we are with our man DMB, as we all know, Danny Boy, as I call him, Danny Boy, and we got Joey Dags. And this is It's a Podcastrophe, of course. This is
Yeah.
It's a
episode
podcast, if you motherfuckers.
13, I think, Joey. 13? I think.
Yeah,
I gotta double check. It'll
Lucky
be in the
13.
title. Lucky
yeah.
13.
That's right.
Lucky 13. But this is part 3 on Danny's his fight with the family courts in the state of Virginia. If you
Yeah.
don't know what we're talking about, I highly suggest you go to parts 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I think those are the highest viewed shows we have.
They got
You
some
know,
hooks.
we're 13
Yeah.
we're 13 episodes deep. We just started this deal. And that's I think the first one got like a quick 80 something views right off the rip. You know, and that was the first episode. That was the first freaking episode, you know. So it obviously sat with some people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he obviously went to court, you know, where we left off at part 2. He was on his way to filing some more papers, and I'll have him get ill into that. But he just got done with court. What, last week, Danny?
Yeah.
Last week was
Last
court.
Wednesday or Thursday, I think it was. Yep. I think it was Wednesday. Yeah.
All right, all right. So yeah, so
Yeah.
just take us through it, man, and then
Yeah, dude.
if Joe,
Let's
if
hear
we
it.
have any questions, we'll just interject. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I'm sure you
throw
will.
'em
I
at
mean,
me,
this
guys.
this is crazy, man. So man, drop
Yeah.
it. You know?
So Wednesday I had a hearing. It was supposed to be set for 2 motions. I had filed a couple of motions myself. One for to terminate spousal support because my ex-wife, lying, cheating, convicted thief that she is, uh, had, I had filed to cut off spousal support. She's living with her boyfriend. They're sharing bills. They're living like a married couple. I mean, you can't hide it. So I had filed to terminate spousal support, which cost me about almost $600 a month. So it
Yeah.
allows this
Jeez.
broad to live like a
Just
king
for
while
her?
I'm fucking, just for her, dude. It's not even including child support,
Oh my
right?
God.
So this
Wow.
allows her to like work a lesser paying job purposely, which means she's voluntarily underemployed. It allows her to, spend this extra money that I'm saying, none of it going towards the kids, dude, because she's living with her boyfriend.
Right.
So, I noticed this. I looked up Virginia statutes and laws, and I filed a motion to terminate spousal support based on her living analogous to a marriage with this guy. Dude, I get to court, and the other motion was for custody and visitation. So I get to court last Wednesday, and the judge, David Furrow, all right, he was a criminal attorney and a criminal judge for a couple years. He just signed on in 2022. They signed him to be a family court JDR, judicial or domestic relations, juvenile domestic relations court judge for 8 years, dude. They signed this old senile bastard to an 8-year term. All right, this guy
He
looks
must be
like,
greasing somebody's palms, brother.
dude, he's giving somebody a reach around without a doubt,
Yep.
So this guy's got to be 80 years old, right?
Right.
All he says during the entire hearing is, I've been a criminal attorney for 49 or 59 years or some shit. And I'm like, dude, this ain't even a criminal trial. It's a family court thing. What are you
Right.
talking about?
Right.
So I
The
told
two
him nobody
separate, completely
cares.
things. Right.
Yeah, I was like, nobody cares what you did before. Whether you drove an ice cream truck or you were president, nobody cares. It doesn't matter.
Right.
So, this guy's like constantly babbling shit. So, we get to court. There were 6 total motions that he was supposed to
Right.
hear.
That you filed. You filed?
I filed four of them, and the
Okay.
opposing counsel and the lying, cheating, convicted thief ex-wife filed two. Or had
Okay.
her counsel file too, because she has no clue what the
Right.
fuck is going on, right?
Yeah, right,
So,
right.
so I file
Yeah,
mine.
yeah.
Dude, this guy, we get to court. I walk in. Of course, they're in the courtroom before I am. So that's like ex parte communication shit. It's like that shouldn't be happening. We should all go into the courtroom together.
Together, right.
Because I don't know
Yep.
what's happening prior to me walking into the courtroom, what kind of conversations you
Absolutely
guys
right.
had. So
Yep.
I get into the courtroom and I see it's this same asshole. Now,
Hmm.
a couple weeks before this hearing, I had sent what they call a recusal letter to this
Right.
judge. Okay, and what this is this is asking the judge to recuse himself based off of his behaviors, him breaking judicial canons regarding
Oh,
Virginia statutes. And what judicial canons are, they're essentially rules that judges have to follow when
right,
they're presiding over a hearing. They
right,
can't be impartial. They can't
right,
communicate prior to the hearing with the opposing party and not tell the other party what they were talking
right,
about.
right. No sneaky
There,
shit.
dude, there's
Can't
26
have any
pages.
skin in the game. Right,
Right. There's 26 pages of the judicial canons that the judges have to follow. This asshole must have broke at least three of them minimum, right?
right.
I didn't even read the whole 26 pages because I found three of
Mm.
them he broke in the first 8 pages. So
Jesus.
I'm like, you know what? I'm going to file a letter and ask this guy to recuse himself.
Uh-huh.
He should be doing it voluntarily, being he knows for a fact if I noticed he broke them, he knows he broke them. So
Absolutely.
I
Mm.
file a recusal letter. I dropped it off at the courthouse when I was in town to visit with the GAL.
Right.
I get to the hearing that day, and he talks to the opposing attorney, and he says some shit like, he goes, "Are you aware that Mr. Boussier?" And I was like, "It's Bussier." I felt like saying, "Pronounce it right,
Scruciate.
you cunt." Yeah. So it's like I don't call you Furrow or Pharaoh. I call you Furrow. It's your fucking name.
Right.
So this guy. Says to the opposing counsel, he goes, "Have you had a chance to see the recusal letter?" And she's like, she has no idea. She's lost in the
Right.
sauce, dude.
Right. Right.
I
Right.
mean,
Right.
if I had to guess, I would say it was probably her second fucking hearing. So she was probably practicing laws about as long as I have been, almost 3 years now. So
Right. Right. Right.
it's like
Shit.
watching flies fuck.
Yeah.
So So she says,
What the
"No, Your
fuck?
Honor, I haven't seen anything." And he's like, "Oh, well, I'm not going to show you, Mr. Boussier." And I was like, "Bussier." And he goes, "Sent me a recusal letter, but I'm going to go
Right.
ahead and decline that
Oh,
recusal. So I'm just going to stay here." And I'm like, so I put my arms
really?
up. I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I go, "You broke judicial canons." I go, "How can you
But
just
he
say
can
you're
make
not going to recuse yourself?"
now he can make that decision on his own.
Dude,
There's
he
nobody.
can,
There's nobody that presides over that. Like that's
there
just like
is.
saying, well, what do
Yeah.
you think he's gonna do? Not kick
Yeah.
himself off and make himself look like a
Right.
jagoff?
Exactly, dude. So he knows he's a jagoff. He's not going to purposely kick himself off because he knows he's a jagoff.
Right.
So, you know,
I love it.
the next step in the process of that, of getting all his decisions overturned, once all the appeals are done and the cases are done, I file what they call a judicial complaint with the Virginia Judicial Commission against
Uh,
him.
right.
Okay. And what that is, it's a set of former judges or lawyers. So no, probably the same level scumbags as this guy sitting on a bench, right? Because I mean, most of your lawyers they're paid liars. I mean, you can't trust them.
Right.
I mean, when we
No,
were
no,
kids,
lawyers are
jokes were
hustlers.
like, yeah, I mean, when we were kids, it was like we told jokes like, "What do you call 1,000 lawyers at the bottom of the ocean? A good start."
Good start.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
10 years old, we knew this shit. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and this guy was a lawyer for 30, 40, 50 years, whatever the hell he said that day, before he became a judge. So he was a
Judge.
paid liar. He was a scumbag before he even became a judge. Uh, and, he refuses to recuse. So I was like, yeah, it's no surprise. I didn't see that coming.
Right.
Dude, he must have
Right.
warned me like at least twice you're going to be held in contempt and I'm going to send you to jail, blah, blah, blah. I was like,
Oh
what the
shit.
fuck ever. Dude, yeah,
Right.
because, this guy looks like, remember the Munster show?
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys
Grandpa.
remember the
Grandpa.
Munsters? He looked like
Yeah.
fucking grandpa. That's what he looks like,
Grandpa
dude.
Joe with the
This guy
hair.
is
Grandpa
Grandpa
Munster.
Joe from the fucking Munsters, okay? He's
Oh
got
my
the
god.
bald center and his fucking winging out on the sides. I'm looking around for
Oh
fucking
my
Herman,
god.
like, where the fuck's Herman at?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
Holy shit.
and
So
I'm
somebody that was
checking. Yeah,
the guy
go ahead.
that presides over him won't step in and say, "Well, you know what? There is conflict of interest here now. I'm going to have
No,
somebody else sit in."
no, the
Doesn't even
problem
get
is
that far, or he can just blow it off.
no, the problem is the only thing you're dealing with in the moment is that judge. So that
Gotcha.
judge at that moment is the highest authority.
So
So
you're
anything
stuck
that
with it.
happens, yeah. So the judicial commission that I filed the complaints with is out of either Northern Virginia or Richmond, Virginia, and it oversees the judges to make sure they follow judicial
Right.
canons, meaning the
Right.
rules. And they're
Mhm.
Supreme Court based rules. They're not just fucking something some guy named like Tommy fucking scribbled down on a
Right.
piece of paper.
Yeah,
So
it's legit. It's legit shit.
it's
Yeah.
legit shit. Yeah, and I posted the
Yeah.
canons when I sent him his recusal letter. I actually referenced the actual canons that he broke. So all that's going to happen now, dude, he can recuse, but when I send that complaint in and I reference the judicial commissions or the laws that he broke from the Supreme Court, along with the reasoning and my summary of it, they're going
Right.
to look at this like, wait a minute, this guy threatened your life twice. He had ex parte communication with the opposing party, and he worked with the fucking opposing attorney for 6 years, dude, in the
Oh
same law
my
firm.
god.
The opposing
The fuck?
attorney worked for this scumbag judge. The opposing attorney is Melissa Keene. Okay,
Okay.
she's
Yeah.
an attorney out of Rocky Mount, Virginia, for the Franklin
Right.
County, Virginia court system. Complete scumbag. And I'll tell you a little
Right.
story about that in a minute. She actually introduced herself as the scumbag attorney to me when I first met her, and I said, "Yes, you
Oh
are."
no shit. Oh
Yeah,
nice.
dude.
Nice.
So, yeah, this attorney
Yeah.
worked at this judge's law firm for 6 years.
Right.
So right away, dude, you have a canon there that's being broken that calls for a recusal and disqualification of the judge because
Right.
there was a personal relationship there. You guys work directly with each other, and they fucking know that.
And
So,
okay, so that was one of the rules he broke. The other one,
yeah,
you said he threatened your life.
dude, he threatened my life twice. This guy, when we were in our first hearing, all right, back in March, this guy, usually any paperwork that has to go between the opposing party or the judge, the bailiff walks over, the deputy in the courtroom, and they'll take the paperwork from you and hand it to the opposing party or the judge.
Right.
So
Right.
the deputy was walking over to me, and I stand up, like just out of respect, because my best friend has been a Leo for 16 years now, a law enforcement officer. So, I stand up. I respect law enforcement in all degrees, and
Right.
I
Right.
stand up to kind of hand it to them, to kind of save
Hmm.
them from walking an extra five
Yeah.
steps
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I was doing that the entire hearing, dude. So I do that like the second or third time. This judge says to me, he goes, "Do you want to get tased or shot?" And I'm looking behind me like, who the fuck
What?
is this guy talking to?
Yeah.
I'm like, I
Yeah.
thought maybe somebody came into the courtroom with a weapon. I
Over.
didn't know what was going on.
Right.
Even the deputy stopped short, and the deputy's looking at the judge like, who the hell are you talking to?
Oh,
So, I
wow.
look behind me and I'm pointing to me. I'm like, are you talking to me? And he's like, yeah, I'm talking to you. Do you want to get tased or shot? And I was like, I'm kind of curious how many people answered yes to that question.
Right. 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 Well,
Yeah,
what do
it's
you
like,
think,
what the
asshole?
fuck, man?
Right.
So,
Right.
he's like, he goes, you can't be moving all over the courtroom, and he's flailing his arms and shit, dude. And I'm like, Judge, I go, all I did was stand up. I'm in the same position. I went from sitting to standing and reached
It's a
my
sign
arm
of
out to hand a
respect.
piece of paper. Yeah. So, and he's like, well, you just can't be moving all around the courtroom. So this guy, I mean, from the bat, dude, I was like, this guy's got to be fucking
This guy's got a
senile or
hard on.
something.
Yeah, he's got a
He's
hard
got
on for you.
problems. Yeah, he missed his Prozac fucking pill today,
Some. Yeah. A lot of
So,
days.
Right. So
Jesus
what I
Christ.
thought, just what you just said, Mick, I was like, this guy, there's some pre-bias that happened there. So what I found out was the reason that this old senile judge, David Furrow, of Franklin County, Virginia, JDR Court, was acting like this or treating me like this is because the opposing party, which includes my ex, had spoken to him prior to the hearing and
Ooh.
said shit like, "Oh, he's a ticking time bomb. He could go off at any time. Blah blah blah."
Oh
You know,
God.
dude. And what kills me about it is my ex. Luann is
Huh.
the only one she's an ex-convict. She was arrested for a felony. She did jail time. I'm over here like I'm the only fucking stable one in this courtroom. Everybody else
Right.
seems like they're out of their mind.
And how many domestic violence reports
Jesus.
do you have against you?
Zero.
How many times you
Fucking
beat your
zero.
right? Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
No calls of cops to my house ever.
Right.
Dude, you name it. No recorded incidents with my kids, my family, the ex-wife, myself.
Mhm.
Never been arrested, never been to jail, but she
Yep.
has. So
Yep.
she had to paint this picture of, oh, this guy's nuts. And the
Yeah.
judge, this old guy, of course, bought it because,
Of course.
I didn't know this guy from a hole in the wall. I just met him.
Right.
And he's telling
Right.
me he's going to have me shot. And then he says to me during the same hearing, he goes, there are two deputies in here. And, all I got to do is give them a command and they're not afraid to use their guns. So I turn around and look at the one
Yo.
deputy. It's some big fucking whale of a dude, right? He's sitting in a
Right.
chair, Mick. He could barely move, this guy.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
I'm like,
Fucker.
this guy back here, I felt like saying I could be on top of your fucking head before this guy even reaches for his gun. I'll
Fuck
hop
yeah.
these two fucking walls
You pull a
and I'll
Charles Manson,
strangle
man,
your
and dive
ass.
over the table. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck,
Before this guy
man.
even draws his fucking taser. So, and
That's
he's like,
unreal.
yeah, dude, he says to me, he goes, yeah, that deputy back there shot a guy because he was an MMA fighter like you. And I'm like, I'm not an MMA fighter. Where the fuck did that come from?
Yeah.
So he goes,
That's your ex
and
talking shit.
the MMA fighter tried to do a roundhouse kick on me, and that deputy back there shot him. And I was like, "What are you talking about, man?" It's like, what does that have to
Wow.
do with what's happening here? So,
God
dude, this guy
damn
was
it.
just going on a tangent, man.
Yo, you gotta bring a fucking recorder in or something,
Dude,
bro. Next
that's
time you go
exactly
and
what
see
I
this
did.
cat,
Yeah,
you did?
fucking A, dude. Yeah,
Beautiful, dude. Beautiful.
So,
Beautiful.
yeah. So let
You know
me
what?
roll
Real
back a
quick.
little bit. Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Real quick. That judge, that mentality that
Yeah.
judge is rolling with, that's
Yep.
total criminal superior court
That's
bullshit.
bias. It's 100% bias.
And you
Yeah.
can't even do that really even there.
No.
But judges that deal with hardened criminals speak like that.
And you
This
know
is a
why?
family fucking
Mick,
court.
to your point, he kept bragging that he was a criminal attorney
Yeah.
for 40
See?
years
Yeah.
or 50
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
He's
that's where he
stuck
gets
in
the
that
attitude.
shit.
Yeah, he
Stuck
goes,
in it.
everybody, he forgets that he's in family court.
Nah.
It's like nobody's a criminal here except the ex-wife,
Right.
if you want to
Right.
keep track,
Right. Right. Right.
So,
Right.
so dude, rolling back to like right
Yeah.
before that hearing started,
Wow, man.
the attorney, see, there's a waiting room outside the courtroom, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this was from the hearing from last Wednesday. So I got there about 10 minutes prior,
Yeah.
and I opened the door to the waiting room, and who's sitting there? My fucking piece of shit ex-wife, her mother, and her larger than
Or
life
you-
sister.
Oh.
Okay. So I walk in and I look at all three of them, and I'm like, awkward, and they're just fucking staring at me, dude. And the fourth person in the room was the attorney, Melissa Keene, that scumbag attorney from Franklin County.
Okay.
So, she's sitting there and she didn't recognize me. I guess she never met me, so she didn't know who I was. So, I sit down, I start, playing on my phone, listening to the shit. So she keeps talking to them like I'm not in the room. She doesn't know who I am. She's like, oh, I feel I can get this dismissed and that dismissed and blah, blah, blah. And I look over to the left and see my fucking ex-wife, She's like pointing and nodding, and her eyes are fucking bugging out. She's like, that's him, like pointing to
Oh,
me.
Jesus Christ. Right.
So her attorney realizes this and just stops fucking talking, dude. Stops in her
Right.
tracks. Her
Right.
demeanor completely changed. Like she went
Yeah.
from like a yappy fucking scumbag
Right.
lawyer to like completely silent. She looks
Right.
over at me and she's like,
What an
Mr.
idiot.
Bussier. She gets up, walks over to me, sticks her hand out, to shake my hand, and she goes, "Hi, I'm Melissa Keene, the scumbag attorney." So I stand up and I'm like, "Nice to meet you," and yes, you are.
Yeah.
You know,
Nice. Nice.
dude, froze
Nice.
her in her tracks because she thought I was gonna say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that." Blah blah blah.
Right.
It's like
Right.
I'll say it to your face. I'll say it
Yeah.
online. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter to fucking me. I'll say it in that
Yeah.
courtroom. You know.
Yep. Yep.
So I was like, "Yes, you are." And she's like, said some other shit. I wasn't even paying attention. I was fucking on Instagram or something,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
she sits down and keeps fucking yapping, dude. And I'm like, do you want to do this here? Or do you want to wait until we get in a courtroom? You
Oh,
know?
your ex or the lawyer?
No, the attorney just kept
The
yapping,
attorney.
dude. Yeah, so I'm
Be
not going to
yapping
get
at
into it.
you?
Yeah, she's
Nah.
trying to get a rise out of me. So
Right. Right.
I
Right.
was
Right.
like,
Right. Right.
I was like,
Hmm.
do you want to do this now or do you want to do it in a courtroom? Because I have no fucking qualms to get up and start screaming in your face if you start screaming in mine. So it doesn't
Now
matter,
let me ask you a
you know?
question real quick about this one.
Yeah,
Because I know I saw one about a sherry. Now this was
yeah,
another thing that you've made, and obviously
yeah,
pointed out the wrongdoings
yeah, yeah,
that she was involved in with this
yeah.
whole
So,
fucking thing.
so
And she
Melissa Keene is the one I'm talking about now. Melissa Keene is the ex-wife's current attorney, right?
gotcha, gotcha,
Okay, so it's her personal attorney, the one that's handling the
gotcha.
cases for her. This Sherry
Yep,
Scott broad that I've
right.
called out on Facebook, she
Yep.
is the GAL for my son Luke. GAL meaning
So your
guardian ad
son,
litem.
gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Guardian
so
what?
Okay.
she was assigned by the court.
What is she?
Gotcha.
Huh?
What is she?
She's a guardian ad litem or a GAL. So which means she's still a scumbag lawyer, but she's just a lawyer that was assigned to my son. Now keep in mind, she's just a fucking lawyer, dude. She doesn't have
Right. Right.
any experience or certifications working with children. She's not a psychologist, a psychiatrist, a counselor, or a therapist in any way. She's just a fucking scumbag lawyer, right? So the last thing a 14-year-old kid needs in his life is another fucking lawyer. His
Right.
mother has brought enough lawyers into his life. It's
Yep.
probably been fucking four of them at least. So,
Jesus Christ, man.
yeah, dude, it's like, so, yeah, this
Right?
Melissa Keene, uh, she started yapping. We went into the courtroom, and during the hearing, dude, this judge just blows through like half the shit. He doesn't let me call any witnesses. He doesn't let me interject or ask any questions of the witnesses that are testifying. Completely just blowing through shit. So I filed an
Which is
appeal
your
already.
right. You
Yeah.
have the right to do all those things, right?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I mean, I filed the motions. So I have the right to call witnesses. I have the right to question witnesses. And this guy's like going through it, make like it's a criminal trial. Like he's in
Jesus.
charge.
Right. Like you got no say. Yeah. Like you just shot
Yeah.
somebody five. Yeah. Capital murder. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like we're
Fuck,
in here for
man.
for custody and visitation and show causes. You know,
Yeah.
so
Man.
so yeah, dude. I mean, everything goes down. He does his thing. The GAL testifies. She fucking lies through her teeth. I called her out on it too. And I called her out. I stood up right in the court. I'm like, I'd like to interject and ask her some questions because she's perjuring herself. She's lying right now. And he's like, oh, if you interrupt again, I'm going to hold you in contempt.
Okay.
And I'm like, I'm
Right.
not going to sit here and let somebody fucking just spout lies. I
Right.
mean, and I
Right.
told him, I said, I have the proof. I have audio recordings and video recordings to completely counter what she is stating to you verbally.
It's crazy, man.
Dude, he didn't
Yeah.
want to hear it.
Didn't want to hear
Any
shit.
of it. No. You know why? Because it's the truth, dude. Because it would have made him look bad. It would have made that GAL look bad. And it would have made
Yeah.
the
The whole.
opposing counsel look bad. So I
Yep.
interfere with their money wheel when I
Right.
do that. They don't
Right.
like that. They don't like me.
No. No.
You know? So
No.
when you interfere with the state's money, I mean, like I've told you guys before, I think in episode 1 or 2 of It's a Podcastrophe, is
Yes, sir.
that,
There you go.
dude, the state makes 66 cents on every dollar of support that gets ordered by a judge. So
Right.
any support, child support, spousal support, the state gets back 66 cents on every dollar. So if they rule in dad's favor, or the guy who's paying, or the woman who's
Right.
paying in limited
Yeah.
circumstances,
Yeah.
the state loses money. They don't
A
get
lot
paid.
of money. Right.
So yeah, they're not going to rule for dad regardless of the
Right.
situation,
Right.
because
It's all
there's no
about that
money
money.
to be made. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, Nick, I look around a
66
courtroom,
cents.
dude. When
Yeah.
I'm in a hearing, I look around
Yeah.
a courtroom, and many dads can attest to this. The only person in that courtroom when you're fighting for custody that's not getting paid is me,
Mm-hmm.
is
Yeah.
other fathers.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not there because we're making money off somebody. We're
Right.
there because we're there for the love of our child. We're
Right.
fighting
Right.
for our child. Lawyers
Right.
are getting paid, judges are getting paid, the mothers are getting paid by the fathers, the
Right.
bailiffs are getting paid. The only person in that courtroom not getting paid is dad.
And in essence, you're actually paying to sit there.
Exactly, dude. I'm paying the mother, and the reason the mother is there and she's fighting it is because
Right.
I'm coming after my own money that she's being paid.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
That
Right.
can't happen,
Plus,
you know, because
plus
if that
lost of
happens,
wages, lost of wages during the day, right?
right?
I mean,
Yep.
it's all across the board. You're paying, like you said, you're not getting paid like everybody else. You're the
No,
motherfucker
right.
paying.
That's right.
You know,
That's right.
it's
Yeah.
Emotionally,
crazy,
physically, and
crazy.
monetarily. I mean, the fathers are
Right?
being bled dry, dude.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the judge has the nerve to ask, like, "Oh, why don't you have a lawyer?" It's like, because this piece of shit is taking 60% of my paycheck every 2 weeks.
Right. Right.
It's like, how am I
Right.
supposed to afford one of you lying cunts at $300 an hour? You know.
Right. Right.
So
Exactly. And you have the right. You have your right. You have the right to be your own attorney. You
yeah,
know. Hey,
but the
if
problem
you
is,
got a
Nick,
half
they
a
don't.
fucking brain,
Yeah, they
go
don't
ahead.
like it, dude. You know why?
I
Because
know.
it is that, I don't walk in there like an attorney. I'm not going to kiss his ass or her ass,
Right.
the
Yeah.
judge. I'm
Right.
going to walk in
Right.
there and I'm not going to be cordial. I'm not there to take you
Right.
out to lunch and be your friend.
Right.
I'm
Right.
here to
Right.
burn
Right.
shit
So,
down, period.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Yep.
Uh,
Yep. No
so,
schmoozing going on, man.
no, I'm
Yep.
not going to
No
kiss your ring,
schmoozing.
motherfucker. That's right.
Yep. Yep.
Uh, I'm there to destroy shit. And they know
Yep.
that. So
Yep.
they try every trick in the book. Dude, they even have court clerks where I file my paperwork with, right? The girls
Right.
at the front desk you file shit
Yep.
with.
Yep. At the
Mike,
window and shit. Yeah.
Mick, they even have people, these court clerks they're not answering my phone calls. They're not returning my phone calls. They're lying to me when I ask them about hearing dates and stuff like that. I already filed a
Really?
complaint against the head court clerk too. Dude, they
So
think
you
I'm
would
playing
miss.
games,
So they're
yeah.
trying to get you to miss a court appearance as well,
Dude,
like by
let me
lying
tell
to
you
you about
this.
shit.
Let me tell you this.
That's not right. That's not
When
fair.
you have a hearing, right, and the judge rules on something that, let's say, you don't agree with for whatever reason, you have 10 days to file an appeal. Okay, so what I do is I call the very next day and I say, look, I need appeal paperwork mailed out to me. And they pull shit like, oh, the judge hasn't put the final order in yet or filed blah, blah,
Right.
blah.
Didn't
And I'm
sign
like,
it, but
look,
yeah.
right, yeah. So they delay. So it's 3-4 days before you could even get it mailed out to you. Okay, and then
Right.
you get it mailed out to you, and it's 2 or 3, 4 days for that. And then
So
you
now you
got
got
to
two,
next
3
day
days.
air it. Yeah, you're already
Right.
7, 8 days in. So I call up the clerk's office, and they're supposed to be the filter. So they
Right.
filter all the bullshit coming through, whether
Yeah.
it's legal, whether it's not, before it gets to the judge, and they sign off on it.
Right.
So,
Right. Right.
I send in all my paperwork, dude. I use Chat GPT and other
Yeah.
AI stuff online in order to,
Yeah.
I'm not a lawyer, so I have to use
Mhm.
references and
Mm.
research in order to make it look professional.
Absolutely.
I
That's
got a
what's there. That's
full-time
what's
Yeah.
job.
really
I
great.
do this shit part-time,
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you count on the clerks to be neutral, right?
Right.
But
Right.
these clerks, Mick, I'll tell you, man, in the last week or two, I've tried to get these papers sent out. They delayed. I called a day after. They're like, oh, we haven't gotten the order. So I'm like, all right, I'll call you tomorrow morning. I called the very next morning. They're like, oh, the mail already came, so it's not going to go out till Monday. Okay, so you got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. You're already 5 days deep, and you fuckers haven't sent out the paperwork yet for me to appeal.
Can you go there? Can you go there and just pick it up?
Yeah, I can, but the problem is it's 2 hours away from where I am.
It is. Oh,
So,
fuck
dude, I
yeah.
mean, I have a career. I work
Yeah,
during the day.
yeah.
By the
Fuck
time I
that.
get there, they'd be closed,
That's like me driving almost to Maryland. I mean, are you
Exactly, dude.
serious?
Yeah,
One
so
way, 2 hours.
yeah. So I tell the clerks, I'm like, you got to mail it to me. So, they mail
yeah.
it, and she's like, oh, I won't be able to get it in the mail till Monday. So it forces me to like rush through it to second day or next day air the shit, pay extra money. And then, I call the clerks and ask them when hearings are. Like, what are the dates for the hearings coming up? Dude, I'll talk to one clerk at 9:30 a.m. She'll be like, oh, you have one hearing on 6/22 at 2 p.m. And I'll be
Right.
like, no other hearings in there at all on the docket? And she goes, no, that's it. Mick, I'll call back at 1:30, dude, during lunch or after lunch. And I'll be
Yeah.
like, can you tell me what hearings? I'll speak to somebody else. And I'll say,
Right.
can you tell me what hearings are on the docket for me? I'll give her my name, whatever. She goes, yeah, you have two. There's one on 6/22. There's one on 8/2. I'm like, well, how's that possible? Because I called 4 hours ago and I only had one.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. So it's like
What
they
the
jerk you
fuck?
around from the bottom level of the courthouses to the judges.
Right.
So once you piss them
Jesus.
off, yeah, they jerk you around, dude. And you know what? I don't give a shit
Man.
because I'm
So
I'm
like
not there to. Go
every
ahead.
time you got to go to court, you got to cruise 2 hours.
I got to cruise 2 hours each way almost. Yep.
Oh my God, bro.
Yep.
Damn.
How is
Yep.
that even? I mean, how is that even fucking right? How
Right,
is
dude.
she even allowed to live that far away from you? I mean, everything is so fucked up.
Yeah, dude.
This is
Well,
like a case in its own.
she actually broke a court order moving at where she did. See, when you have a custody hearing, one of the number one rules, it's actually printed on every court order, even if the judge doesn't order it, that
Right.
if you're planning on moving out of town, out of state, anywhere from where you currently reside, you have to notify the other parent and the court within 30 days. Okay, prior to you moving. This way, if the other parent says, I disagree, then you get a hearing and you go to the hearing and you argue why you should or why you shouldn't.
Right.
Mick, she moved, okay? Didn't mention it to the court until almost 4 months later.
So after she moved?
After she moved. Okay.
Wow.
So I had to call, dude. I didn't know where my kids were. So I had to call 13 school districts in Virginia to find out where my
Oh,
children were at the time.
are you serious?
Yeah. Dude, now picture this. Okay. If a father like you, like me, like Joey did that, we'd be in fucking jail.
You're
Oh, yeah.
kidnapping.
No, they
Kidnapping.
Exactly,
can get
dude.
fucked.
And that's where the bias comes in. I mean, dude, don't get me wrong. I love women, but you look at court statistics, the U.S. Census Bureau statistics,
Right.
80% of custody cases are won by women. And remember the GAL I mentioned earlier?
Yep.
Yeah.
Who is a lawyer for the child
The
and,
kid. Yep.
basically talks in the judge's ear and tells him what to do. Guess how many GALs across the United States are women?
Pretty much all of them, right?
A percentage of? I was gonna
82.
say 90. I was gonna
Dude.
say 90 something.
Right. So Mick,
Damn.
so you got
So
82% of the GALs in the country are women, yet
Right.
80% of the custody cases are won by women. Coincidence?
yeah.
I
Yeah.
think not, So there's a bias
Unbelievable.
set up right off the bat.
Yeah, I got
and
lucky.
when
I
you
won.
Yeah, dude, you
Yeah.
won. My friend Mike won, but Mike had a
Yeah.
male GAL. He had a
I-
dude that was
I've
a
never
GAL.
heard of it. I've never heard of that shit. No,
Right.
there was no lawyer for the other one. She had a lawyer. I had
Yeah.
a lawyer. Her lawyers. Well, she had two lawyers. They kept quitting on her because she kept losing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They kept losing.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling
Or
you, man.
Marta?
Here's
I
the
had one
thing. The
lawyer.
bottom
He
line.
tore them up.
The bottom line is lawyers, dude, they get paid. They don't give a shit
Yeah.
about your child.
No.
Okay, they
Why
They
get
get paid
paid.
either way. Either way, they get their check. They
Yeah.
don't give a
You know
fuck.
what this
They don't give
GAL
a-
said to me, this Sherry Scott, this scumbag lawyer from fucking Rocky Mount, Virginia. She says to me through email, and I have the email, Mick. I'm going to post all the emails between me and her, dude, online. Unedited, dude.
Nice.
I'm going all balls
Nice.
out. I have nothing to hide, dude, or lose.
No.
She has everything to
No.
hide and lose.
Do
Dude,
it
she
out.
says to me one day, she goes, you know, I called her out. I said, look, the only reason you're doing this is because you're getting paid. So she has the nerve, dude. This piece of shit has the nerve to reply to my email, and she goes, us GALs, when we do GAL work, we don't do it to get rich. We only make $50 to $75 an hour. You know, and I'm thinking to myself,
Only-
like,
What?
Only 50
dude,
cents
I'm
an
like,
hour.
so Mick, Joey, I emailed this woman back, this piece of shit
That was
scumbag lawyer.
sarcasm. She was being sarcastic to you with that one.
Dude, I
She
emailed her
does not
back, Mick.
think. She does not think $50 an hour to 75 is light. That's a
Yeah,
nice
but dude,
hourly wage.
when you're a lawyer and you're getting paid $250, $300 an hour, that's a light
Oh
wage.
yeah,
But here's what she
yeah.
forgets about. Here's what she
You're
forgets
right,
about.
you're right.
Guys like me, guys like you, guys like Joey. You know, people, just regular working people that only make 20, 25, 30, $35 an hour, and we're barely making it. And she's talking about 50, 75 bucks like she's going to be poor.
Right.
It's like completely out of touch with like working families, dude. Yet you got this woman, Sherry Scott from Rocky Mount, Virginia. You got her making decisions for my son.
Right.
You know, it's like you're so out of touch with reality. It's like, how the fuck did you get this job?
And you do that,
You know?
right?
It's like, who did you blow to get this job?
Yeah,
So, you know, it's just stuff like that, man. I mean, it's just insanity, dude. And once you get into the inner workings of it and you start exposing it, they hate you for it.
Oh, I'm
and
sure they
come
do.
after you, you know?
Oh, I'm sure they
So-
do, man. I'm sure they do, man.
But, you know, like I said, dude,
I'm waiting to hear about shit like you starting to get pulled over and bullshit like that. I'm waiting for
dude.
shit like retaliation from
How old's your
law.
son now?
my youngest is
How-
14.
Yeah, 14. All right.
Yep.
You still got some.
Yeah, I got
Fucking
3.5
3
years.
years.
He's gonna be
3.5 years left.
15 in he's gonna be 15 in August. So in a couple
Oh, okay.
months. Yep.
You still got to deal with
Wow.
this shit for another.
Hey, I told him, dude,
Yeah.
I leave him messages. I text message him. I say, Luke, I'm never gonna stop fighting for you. You know,
Yeah.
when you turn 18, I can't fight for you anymore. You got to fight for yourself. But you know,
Yeah.
I just want you to know that I'm not gonna stop.
Jesus.
You
Yeah.
know, so
Jeez.
you know, because
Now
it's
he's
hard for them, man.
getting. Yeah, man.
Yep.
Jesus Christ. And he's
Yep.
getting probably. I'm sure he's getting brainwashed by mom.
Oh, without a doubt,
You
dude,
know?
100%.
Oh, yeah.
I have the audio recordings to show that 100%. 100%. You know, so it's
So
just
you
a
can't
matter of. Yeah, mate.
can't
I was
call
ready
him
to
and say-
show.
say good
I was
night,
ready
son,
to-
or no.
No, I can't, dude. Is my number's either blocked or he doesn't answer. Yep.
That makes no sense, man.
Yeah, and then the email you saw that I think Joey brought up,
Yeah.
where it said that, you know, I'm surprised that you haven't tried to reach out to your oldest son, Tyler, to you know, keep a relationship with him. So, dude, let me
Right.
tell you why this bitch is lying. Sherry Scott of Franklin County, Virginia, Rocky Mount, Virginia. All right, court
Yeah.
system.
Yep.
Dude, my son Tyler, my oldest son, he's 19 years old. He can do whatever
Right.
the fuck he wants, just
Right.
like I can, or you can, or Joey can, right?
Right.
So,
And you
he-
talk to him. So
I don't talk to him. No, I send him voicemails. I leave him voicemails.
But
I
you-
send him texts.
yeah, but
Yeah, he
that
won't
one
talk
time
to
when
you
you saw him outside by the car,
Yeah, we
You-
were
you-
chatting. Yeah,
you explained the whole situation.
I tried
Much
to.
like
Yeah,
what you just said, much like what you said to your
Yeah.
youngest there. This is
Yeah,
what it
exactly,
this is
dude.
what it is.
yeah.
And he
so,
was what, 18 at the time, so he was
I
kind of
think
like,
he was 17, just turned 18 at the time.
yeah, so he's got a little chip on his shoulder. I'm sure he's a
Yeah.
teenager. He doesn't
Dude,
know what he doesn't know what.
I was
what.
an asshole when I was 18. You know, I mean, I didn't listen to any authority, parents,
Yeah.
anything. You know, Mick, I
His
was
dad
with
would
you.
be
We were
knocking on
probably
the door,
smoking
lower
some-
that music.
Yeah, dude.
Danny'd be like,
Yep.
keep on knocking, but you can't come in. Remember
That's
that?
That's right, dude. I
To
gave
his
a
dad,
fuck
he
back
wanted-
then. You know.
Oh, his dad wanted to kill him. Yeah,
I'd never say
Yeah,
nothing like that to my fucking father.
dude.
My father
So
killed
I
me and put my
was,
head through the wall.
yeah,
dude. He did. He used to. But you know what? When you
yeah,
get older, you start like Nick said. You get that chip, and it's like you're a tough guy now. You know.
yeah.
So you know, my oldest son. You know, I look at the kid, and it's like you look exactly like me. You act exactly like me. How can I be mad at that?
Right.
You know,
right.
what I'm
Yeah.
hoping for is that it pisses his mother off. You know, because he's so much like I was. So, you know, so
Well,
you do what
he'll
you
get
can.
there when he gets older. He'll
Yeah,
get there, brother.
dude,
He
no
will
doubt
get
about it,
there.
man. I don't
Things are
doubt
going to
that for
play out
1
in his
minute.
mind. I'm sure it's already in his head.
Oh,
Yeah,
Kids aren't
yep,
stupid these days. I'm sure, I'm sure he's not a stupid kid.
yeah.
I mean, there's no way. There's no way. Does he
No,
know that mommy went to jail at that time when she went to
yeah.
jail? Did he know about that? 10
Not at
days?
the time he didn't. I actually
Okay.
let him in on that when he turned 18. I mentioned that to
Okay.
him because,
Good.
hey,
Good.
if you're an adult, I'm going to talk to you like the
Good.
adult. Period.
Absolutely. Let him know
You
the
know.
truth.
Yep.
She's spitting bullshit about you. Why can't you
Right.
tell the truth about
That's
her to
right, dude.
him?
See, Mick, that's the problem though with custody court these days, family court. The truth
Yeah.
is not welcome.
yeah.
I know.
You say anything
It's
to the
tough.
kids though either. They treat you're a fuckhole. You know.
Exactly. Yeah. If you tell your kids the truth, if they're minors, it's like you're a scumbag.
That's
Right.
yeah.
It makes
They're
no
not.
sense,
You
dude.
shouldn't.
You
You
know.
shouldn't involve them. They shouldn't know your business. You know.
Exactly, dude. That's the way it should be.
I mean, yeah.
But you know, the courts, like I said, dude, it's a money wheel. The judges
Yeah.
feed the lawyers, feed the judges, feed the lawyers. Everybody makes money except dad, who's fighting. You know.
Yeah.
Man.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a
Jesus
tough
Christ.
thing, man. So,
That's unreal, man.
yeah.
Who's Joey blowing over there? He's been going down giving
I
blowjobs
don't
all night,
know.
right?
He's
Look at him. Look at him. What's he fucking
Oh no.
shoving food in his face?
I saw a
What do you
pair
got?
of
A
pants
cannoli?
fly up in the
You
air.
got a
Grab my
cannoli
water.
up your ass?
What's
I was
happening?
grabbing my water. This fucking like,
You can
trying to
drink
find-
water.
yeah,
You can
then I
drink on
started.
you can drink on the show.
Yeah,
There you
no,
go.
I
I
drink all day.
sometimes it's hard to get back up. You know.
Yeah.
I go
Hey,
to
dude.
lean down and grab my water, and then I go,
Yeah.
oh fuck, I got a cramp.
Hey.
You guys are just talking, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm down here. I was like, all
I'll
right,
just stay
and then I
down there.
gather up my strength and I go, yeah, and
Yep.
fucking get back up. You know.
Dude, here's what I don't get, Joey. And I think I mentioned this to Mick the other day. I was like, we're supposed to go to bed to get rested and wake up feeling rested. How come when I wake up, it's because my back is fucking killing me and I can't lay down anymore?
Yeah,
Oh, bro.
I mean, what's up with
I
that?
know. I know.
It's
Dude,
like, and then I
you
get
gotta
up and I
get-
feel better, So
Yeah, I know. My lower back kills me
Oh,
when
yeah.
when I lay in bed for a certain amount of time.
yeah,
Dude, my
dude,
lower back. I wake up sometimes in the middle of the night. My lower back is fucking
that's
on
right.
fire.
My back's
Yep.
fucked right now, and I couldn't work out. I got my walk in, but I just couldn't work. I do workouts in between, and
Yeah.
I couldn't do nothing. My back just hurt so fucking bad. I fucking
Dude,
woke up.
I'll tell you, Joey, the only thing that makes my back or my body feel better is when I work out, dude. It's like because
Loosen
during
it up.
that window, that 90 minutes I'm working out, I'm not thinking about that fucking pain. It's like
Mhm.
later on the next day, the next morning, I'm in pain, I hurt. But
Yeah.
it's like the working out part keeps you loose,
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
for the most part, I'm able to block out the pain, but today was a little extra.
Oh,
And
dude,
I
it
was like,
gets you,
fuck
man.
it. Yeah, I was like, this is
Some days it
this is
gets
old
you.
man shit. You know what the problem
Yeah.
is? I'll fall asleep sitting up all the time, and then I'll wake up like I wake up.
You know
and I'm
what's
like,
hey,
oh
you know
fuck.
what's funny about
I did that
that?
for 20-some years. I did
Dude, is
that.
your back hurts less because you're not laying on it
Mm.
during that time. If you fall asleep
Shit.
sitting up, you're not putting pressure on your back, it's on your ass. What the hell?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? They don't. No, they don't.
Who's the guest?
What's he talking? That's
Oh
his
no,
kid.
my stepson got his fingernails done, but like Motley Crue.
Christ.
So some of his
Oh,
he's got red
Jesus Christ.
fingernails
No
like
shit.
with the
Yeah.
with the stars on it, and then like one of the nails is Motley and the other one says Crue. So like he's
Oh,
very proud.
shit.
Nice.
Very proud of it. He was with his girlfriend when she was getting her shit done, and he's
That's
just like,
funny.
fuck it, I'll do it. And I'm like, oh well.
That's funny.
Nice,
That's
dude.
right.
Good
Yeah.
for him.
Go
I'm a
ahead.
cheap date. I
him
bite
your,
my
show him
shit,
your fingernails.
so
Come show me your fingernails, Connor. Why you gotta put your ice cream on top of my book? Wait,
Oh, you
Nice,
got them
dude.
all done? Oh my lord.
Dude, that's a
Motley
little
Crue. Oh my
MGK
god.
action right there.
Oofa, oofa, toofa.
yeah.
Oofa,
Yep.
toofa.
Good job. Awesome,
Huh.
man.
Why you gotta put your fucking ice cream on top of my book?
I'm getting
Somebody
old.
already ripped.
Yeah, keep the
Somebody already
liquids away from the electronics. You know.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Somebody's got
No
I got
liquids, body electronics, you
I
fuck.
got my Captain American book up here.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
even mine. Like, my sister was like, "Oh, check this out," and then
So where'd you leave off
somebody
that
ripped this shit.
courthouse?
Huh?
Yeah, spill a drink on my fucking Captain America #1, you prick.
Yeah, let's do that.
Where did you so where'd you leave the out at the courthouse now? Like how did you leave it? Like
So
it-
yeah. So
you
what happened at the courthouse, dude, is what I was going for, like I mentioned, was to terminate the spousal support because she's a lying, cheating, fucking piece of shit. Uh,
Yeah.
so I pretty much won my order. Okay. So my order that I placed my motion. See, what happened was I filed to get financial records. I want her bank fucking records. I want her household
Right.
bill records. I want records of people that paid her. I subpoenaed her mother's financial records, her boyfriend's financial records. So the
Yeah.
judge
Them yet?
decided, not yet, but the judge decided in court because they filed what they call a motion to quash. Okay, and what
Right.
a motion to quash is if I file a motion to amend, they file a
Right.
motion to quash, they say, oh, he doesn't need that. So what happens after that is a hearing happens. So during the hearing, the judge decides, both sides argue, this is why I need it, and they argue this is why he doesn't need it. So essentially, I won that part of the argument because I explained why he needed it. The judge had agreed
good.
with me and said, hey, you
Wow.
got to provide this financial documentation to him.
Right.
Period.
Right.
Her scumbag boyfriend, fucking Ricky Bobby, I call him, the pear-shaped princess. All right, fucking Alan Wade Shiflett. He knows who he is. All right, this frankly,
Wait, that's his name. Wait, what's his name? Al what?
Alan Wade Shiflett, Moneta, Virginia,
Oh my
dude.
god.
Yep.
Oh my
Shitwit?
shit. What
Did
a
you say
fuck nut.
shitwit?
Dude, Shiflett. It's like
Yeah,
some fucking
Oh,
common
Shiflett.
name around here.
Like,
It's like everybody's,
Shiflett.
sleeping with their sister or something. I don't know.
Exactly.
So I subpoenaed his ass, right? So she wound up. The judge told her, "Hey, you got to provide this shit because it's relevant to the case." Now, the only reason she's trying to quash it is because she knows she's caught. I fucking
She's
got her,
done.
dude. She's
Good.
done.
Good.
Her fucking lawyer knows
$600.
it too.
Yeah, $600.
$600 a
You
month
wipe
will be
her ass.
coming off. Yeah.
Good.
Get
Wipe
get
her
a
ass
fucking
dry.
job. Get a better job.
Exactly.
Get paid more. Get a second job. Drive an ice cream
Right.
truck. Do whatever the fuck you
Yeah.
got to do.
That's right.
Pay the bills. Provide
Yep.
for our children.
Yep.
Just like I have been their entire
Right.
life. So her
And go, yeah.
boyfriend,
Oh
dude,
man.
get this. Her mother showed up, right? From the subpoena. And her mother gets before the judge, and the judge is like, do you have the documentation that Mr. Bussier subpoenaed? And she's like, oh, I don't know what was subpoenaed. I don't know what a subpoena is. And I was like, excuse me, Your Honor, I subpoenaed her once before during our divorce hearing. She knows exactly what a fucking subpoena is. So she's
Right.
lying. So the judge says, Miss Hensley, Luann Hensley from Elkton, Virginia, the judge goes, you can't just ignore a subpoena. You have to acknowledge it either by quashing it or sending the documents. He goes, you can't just not answer the subpoena. And, she winds up playing the old, I can't hear you, I'm going deaf, old woman bullshit, right? I mean,
Fuck
this
outta
woman
here.
pops more fucking pills than fucking, what's his name?
Right.
The former president. So, and dude, so he tells her, look, you got to provide the documentation, period. It's relevant to the case.
Yeah.
So then Ricky Bobby, her boyfriend, a pear-shaped princess, didn't even show up or acknowledge the subpoena, Mick. So this cunt, let me tell you, dude, the judge winds up saying that he should have either answered the subpoena. He was served. See, if you don't get served, period,
Right.
whether they tape it to your door or they hand it to you personal service, if you don't
Right.
get served, they can't hold you responsible for it.
Exactly.
But they taped it to his door, so he was served.
Right.
So the judge said because he didn't show up or provide the documentation that he's going to file, the judge is going to file a show cause against him. He has two options
Okay.
at that point. The judge can put him in jail for 30 days, or the judge can file a show cause and make him come to court and explain why he didn't provide the documentation. And at that point, tell him, hey, just like the judge did with the ex-mother-in-law and the ex-wife, said you got to show it. So what I'm doing, dude, is, he's got to go to court now for a show cause. If he doesn't show up for a show cause, he goes to fucking jail for 30 days.
They know when the court case is yet or no?
Well, we have a court case on 6/22.
Okay.
Right? That's another thing I want to touch on. Tell you
that's a couple of weeks, brother.
Yeah, this Judge David Furrow, how dumb this fucking guy is, dude. So he's going to get a show cause filed. He's going to have to come to court and show why or why not he didn't send the paperwork. So I'm going to wind up getting his financials too. So I'm going to fucking get them all, dude.
Yeah,
they could run, but they can't hide, period.
Right.
So, they're fighting a losing battle when it comes to that. So, getting back to that Judge David Furrow, what the hell were we just talking about? Just lost my train of thought.
The show cause. Shit school. Shitbag. Shitbag's got to come. Shitbag's got to come with fucking proof of. Papers.
So this fucking 62-year-old pear-shaped princess has to come to court, and he has to show why he didn't send me the documentation. So once I get his financial info, and I get her financial info and her mother's financial info, I'm going to be able to prove, and I'm not afraid to say this on the fucking air, dude. It's a podcastrophe, okay? That they are going to be fucked, okay? Because once I get the financial docs, I'm going to be able to prove she's a lying piece of shit, he's a lying piece of shit, and her mother's a lying piece of shit. Okay.
Are they going to have to give you that money back? Are they going to back?
Dude, I can get retro going back to June 2021 at $600 a month.
Dude, fuck right in the air. Oh man, get her,
dude,
bro. See, now that's good. Now that's a good. Now see, that's some good news on your end.
Dude, that's right. And that's, hey, I'm not a lawyer, dude. I'm playing it shit by ear. I'm firing from the hip. So, I learned shit online, AI technology. Anybody can do it. If I can do it, you guys can do it. So when I get that fucking check, see, here's the problem, Nick, is that she's living with her boyfriend. He does pretty well for himself. He has a $500,000 house on a lake, right? This woman, my ex-wife, is collecting welfare, SNAP benefits for our child. It's like, how the fuck does somebody who lives in a $500,000 house collect welfare?
So she's pulling fraud. She's doing fraud.
She's pulling fraud. So what I got to do? So I got to
go after on that end too.
Right. I mean, that's complete fraud right there. Is because if you look at the welfare and SNAP benefits regarding Virginia statutes and laws, it goes by household. It doesn't go by individual. So if you're living in a house in a $500,000 house and you're only making $1,000 a month, but the guy you're living with is making $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month, and you're lying about that, you're fucked.
Right. Done.
So, hopefully they, somebody might anonymously report her for welfare fraud. You never know.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
you never know.
A lot of people don't like seeing people take advantage of the system. So,
of course, it happens all the time. People always unanimously drop the dime on people. It's not right because it's the working man that pays for those fucking people at home.
Not to mention that, Nick, is what about the other kids out there that actually need the welfare benefits that are getting denied them because she's lying about shit?
Exactly.
Okay, so she had a previous felony arrest.
Ooh, right.
So if she gets caught with welfare fraud, I mean, I don't think the state's going to let up much on that. They're going to go after her.
No.
So she's probably going to be in jail for a good length of time.
They might go after her for that.
I'll tell you what. The kid back, right?
Yeah, I would. At that point, I'd file for emergency custody. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's a minor.
I'll tell you what. They probably.
The guy's a boyfriend, so he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't want to watch my kid.
No, he don't fucking.
No, he don't fucking care. I mean, there's no way she's staying in that house without being intimately involved with this dude. So. It's like, what guy in his 60s is going to let some fucking broad in her 40s with 2 kids just stay in her house for free without some sort of reciprocation
Yeah.
or something,
Exactly. Yeah. She's
So,
paying one
exactly.
way or another, and it's
yeah,
down
she's
in
either
cash, motherfucker.
paying with her ass or
You know?
cash, one of the two. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
Yeah.
we're all adults here. We're not stupid.
Right.
Obviously,
Yep.
most judges are. Lawyers get paid to be stupid.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
It is what it is. But here's the
Wow,
thing: I
man.
don't care who she's with, what she's doing, who she lives with. Just don't do it with my money. Do it with your own
Yeah.
fucking money. That's my
Yep.
my gripe.
Yep.
Go live your life, but give me my money back because you're lying. Period.
Yep. Yep. She doesn't deserve it. I mean, there's no.
She don't
They
deserve
don't
it.
Well,
deserve that. They don't deserve
No.
that.
It's like, dude, you
$600 a
pave your
month.
own road. Yeah, pave your
Fucker.
own road. You work hard for a living. We all work hard for a living and pay our bills. We're fucking fighting to make ends meet. And she's over here, living like a fucking queen, living off everybody else's dime.
Off of your sweat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, dude. So
Between
Yep.
her and and your youngest son,
yeah.
what's the nut? You don't gotta give me an exact number. What is it? Almost
As
$1
far
grand
as well,
a
no.
What do you
month?
got to pay for
Here's
child
what I
support?
found.
You're not,
Yeah, as far
that's
as
what I'm
her
saying. That's what I
income,
was. Yeah.
yeah, when we were together, she was working a job up here where I live now. She was making almost 30K a year, like being some kind of secretary / teacher at a school, right?
Yeah.
So decent money for that profession.
Mhm.
She winds up quitting her job, and I got her to testify to this in court under oath, dude. I got her to testify, and I have a transcript of this, that she, I put her on a bench and I said, did you get fired? And she goes, no. I go,
Right.
did somebody force you to quit your job? She goes, nobody forced me. No. I go, so you voluntarily quit your job? She says, yeah. And I go, so you voluntarily got a lesser paying job? And she goes, well, what do you mean? I go, well, let's see. You were making 30,000 almost then. You quit that job voluntarily. Now you're making 17,000 a year or 18,000.
Right. Right.
And she goes, that's right.
Yeah.
So, dude, she's voluntarily underemployed. And then she
Mhm.
asked me for more spousal support. Dude, it's like me going into court and saying, you
Oh
know
my
what?
God.
I'm making 70,000 now, but you know what?
Right.
I feel like, flipping fucking burgers and making fries. I'm going to get a
Right.
job at McDonald's for $12 an hour. I'm only going to be making 22 a year. So I want my
Right.
child support lowered. What would the court say
Right.
to me if I did that?
Right. Right. They wouldn't fucking
They
want to
say
hear that
they
shit.
say too bad you got to pay what you were paying at your previous
Yep.
job.
Yep.
So, dude, I got her, and she knows this too. Her lawyer fucking
Oh,
knows this, and this
man.
is why they're trapped. Because I have her under oath admitting this. So if
Yeah.
she lies about it under oath now, she'd
Now,
be
right.
perjuring herself,
Oh
Yeah.
man.
which
Yo,
is a
she's
crime.
yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, she's caught. I mean, there's nowhere. The box is fucking closing in now.
I was
It
just gonna
took me
say
2.5 years, but I'm coming.
yes. It
So,
sounds like she's starting to close herself in a little bit.
yeah,
You
dude,
can
lies.
only get away with the bullshit too much. And
Dude.
even
That's
Yeah.
how my
even
ex
with people
got it. My
Yeah.
What's that?
first wife, the girls, my daughter's mother, when I because she was lying about shit, and they were like giving her the opportunity to tell the truth, and they were like, so never, she's like never, blah blah, she never did this, she never did that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Joey
he froze up. He froze up.
Joey, you're like a
Ugh.
fucking mannequin.
Unbelievable. What a mug. Look at that fucking mug on him. Jesus Christ. He fucking
Dude,
froze.
you got something in your tooth. No, I'm kidding.
Hey, man,
There you are. He's back. He's
Ah,
back.
yeah.
there's a fucking storm, man.
Dude, go out there
It's
and yell at
it's
Mother
fucking with
Nature.
my internet.
Florida's got some wacky ass
Dude,
Wi-Fi. I swear to
Don't
God.
take that shit from Mother Nature,
I'm about to go
Yeah,
piss
tell
on
Mother
the
Nature
ground.
to go.
Dude, so listen to this saying, dude. This is a saying that I've been living by since the beginning. It's been a long road. Lies have speed, but truth has endurance.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
So
That's what I'm
you
saying.
can lie and you can get results quickly, but if you're lying, you're not going to wind up with good results later. So,
Yeah.
she's gonna,
Prevail.
it's gonna, her
You also can't
sandcastle's
lie
gonna
when there's
collapse.
proof of it out there.
Right. Yeah.
I had
So,
everything. I had like 5 different domestic violence cases on her and her
Yeah.
ex, and I went back as quick.
dude,
Took a
I'll
while
tell
to
you,
get the
man,
child
I don't know
support,
why
too.
they do it. It's like, And you know what's crazy? She had asked for more spousal support. At the beginning of this, we were about 2 months in late 2020. It was November. And I had said to her, and I have the text messages and emails to show this. I had
Yeah,
said
yeah.
to her, hey, look, I had my lawyer reach out to her lawyer at the time when I had a lawyer. And he asked her lawyer, he said, look, let's do mediation. This way they can save on any upcoming court costs. Maybe we could figure this out outside of court and save money for everybody. Her
Yeah.
lawyer got back to my lawyer at the time, Nick, and I have these communications. And the lawyer says, well, I spoke to Luann, which is my ex-wife, and he goes, she declined to do mediation just to save on costs for lawyers. So it's like, wait a minute, you declined to save money at the beginning, yet now you're saying, oh, I need more money because I got to pay my lawyer. It's like,
Unreal.
yeah, dude, it's like you
Makes
crooked
no
bitch,
sense.
I understand that.
Wow.
I had to do things with mediators. Like every time we had a
mediation.
fucking meeting, it was always six. I had to go accounts. I was ordered to go, like, we had to, like, somebody who mediated any of our things. And I never bothered with the guy. Fucking, I was always having to go in because of that bitch. And every time we went in, I mean, she had to pay it too, but it was $60 every time we went.
Yeah.
I was like, would you fucking stop this shit?
Right.
No, Mike, I'm not gonna allow my daughter to fucking date at fucking 13. No, I'm not gonna let them do this. I'm not gonna let them, like, fuck. It was always going through that shit. But I forgot what the fucking point was. But I had to go through that like crazy. It's like, but
you know what?
It's like,
Joey, it's a lot cheaper than lawyers, though. It's a lot cheaper than paying a lawyer.
This is what I'm gonna say here. Is what I was getting at. Fucking asshole. Damn it.
Too much pot.
Dude, you gotta cut the weed out. You gotta cut the
weed
out.
out.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I'm trying to tell the story, and I'm like,
dude,
fuck, he's like that. And I got, oh god.
Yep, short-term memory loss. There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, I get it, man. Me and Mick used to look at each other. We'd be mid-conversation, and we'd forget what the hell we were talking about.
Yeah, we start laughing.
I got this high tolerance. Yeah. I got a high tolerance, so I got to keep on going. I'm smoke all day long, all morning. I'm like always smoking. So eventually, when it finally get there, I don't realize that because I'm just used to fucking like, and then plus I'm older. Yeah,
you're gonna start talking dumb talk.
Oh, that's what. No,
dude,
if I'm smoking on indica, I'll start talking dumb talk. I'll be like, I gotta stop smoking this shit. But I already forgot what the fuck I was talking about. I can't fucking think about it. I'm done. Whatever.
Now you
I remember.
There you go. Hit us quick.
So, my ex-wife, my son's fucking. Shut the fuck up, cocksucker. Fucking Marta, my second wife, which is my ex-wife now. She would always want me to go and get extra money. Like, she wanted me to go to court. She's like, because every 3 years you can do it.
Sell your body, things like that.
I always blew that off. I didn't want to do that. I didn't give a fuck. I had my kids, but I got a little help, and that's all I needed. I didn't need fucking
that's what
more.
You cared about. Yeah.
And I didn't give a shit as long as I had my kids and they were safe. Because with her, they wouldn't have been safe at all. So,
yeah.
Can
you imagine? What that would have been like, Joey?
Oh, I would have.
For girls. Oh no.
Dude, live and learn, man. Live and learn. That's all you can do.
They be having babies at 15. Fuck that. Oh, I'd kill somebody.
Dude, it's nuts, man. It's it's. I'll tell you, man. It's never easy.
No.
Every day, I was talking to my buddy Mike the other day. I talked to him just about every day for a bit, and we were talking to each other, and we're like, dude, when is there a fucking break for us? It's like, when is there going to be like that time where it's like shit's going our way, or that extra money's coming in, or it's like, when does that happen? But you know what? I mean, as dudes, it's like it doesn't even. We don't let it affect us. It's like, doesn't matter. I got to go to work tomorrow. Doesn't matter. I got to go. It's like we always, we're always there. We got to make sure shit happens. I mean, it's.
So we don't rely on anybody else.
Dude.
We rely
my
on
kid
ourselves.
Needs something. Our family needs something. It's like you make it happen. Period.
That's
it. I mean, there's no questions. I mean, it's not even. I don't even think about it. So. Man, it's where we're
Yeah, I
at,
go without stuff all the time,
dude.
so my, to do things. I mean, I could probably, get it, but if I don't want to dip into whatever savings I have, or I could
Yeah,
just blow it off, like getting a pair of glasses. I've been blowing off getting a pair of glasses because
yeah,
me and my daughter have been doing a bunch of stuff on the weekends, and I'm dropping some
yeah,
cash with
dude.
her. So I'm like, I'll just wait till next weekend, and then next
Dude,
weekend, and next. Before you know, it's 2, 3 months already. You know what I
dude,
mean?
I'll tell
So
you, it's funny you say that, Mick,
Shit.
because I
yeah,
actually just ordered a pair of glasses. I had the
good.
same glasses for like 5 years, dude. I can't
Yeah.
even see the TV at night. I'm like, these fucking
Right.
things suck. I might as well look at my phone. So I
Right,
wind up
right, right.
ordering these glasses. They're like
Mhm.
$220, which I guess that's how much glasses are these days. I don't fucking know.
With
And
the
with my
lenses,
current, yeah, with the prescription lenses, they were
that's about
glasses,
right.
and
That's about
yeah,
right.
so I've had my new prescription since November of last year. I've never gotten it filled, for my
Gotcha.
glasses. So,
Yeah.
dude, I wound up getting the glasses, $220 or something. Mick, you know how I had to pay for it, dude, being so much of my money's being taken? I had
Wow.
to do one of these things like a
Yeah, suck
Firm or
somebody.
Klarna. No, I don't do that.
Oh,
It's dude, but it's like $12 a month for like a year I gotta pay because I can't afford to lay out the 220 because I'd rather my kid get his child support than
Right.
me
Right.
walk around with fucking new glasses. So
And you have insurance on your vehicle and have gas for the
everything,
bike and
dude.
car and food in the
Yeah,
yeah.
fridge.
dude.
I hear you.
You
No, I
know?
hear you. It's not the most
Yeah, so
important. Like, yeah,
no.
I
If
hear
I
you.
got to pay that shit for a year, dude, and to make
Right.
sure my child gets what he needs, not that his
Right. It's
mother's
well worth
doing
it.
that, it's well
Right.
worth
Right.
it, dude. I'll
Yeah.
sacrifice a kidney, whatever the fuck it takes.
Yeah. And six hundred
Uh,
dollars a month that she's getting alone, that should be covering for you
dude,
and
I,
I
I
mean you
pay I
and
pay almost
her
fifteen
and the
hundred
kid.
bucks for child support and spousal,
Oh
almost $1,500 a
my
month.
God.
Yep, yep. And you wonder why
Dude,
she quit her
that's
job
a
and got a
mortgage.
lesser paying
That's a
job.
mortgage. It's a
It's a
mortgage,
mortgage payment.
Danny. It's a
Absolutely.
Wow.
mortgage.
Yep.
That's what I was paying when I had the house in brick with my ex.
Yep.
1,500.
Dude,
Three
I'm
bedroom,
telling you, man.
one bath ranch. It's a
Yep.
mortgage.
Yep.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yep. That's what I live in now. I got a 3 bedroom, 1.5 bath,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, yeah,
So it's just the same, dude. A little bit, probably a little cheaper because it's not Jersey, but I mean, still, man, it's like,
yeah,
if I buy something for myself, I got to
yeah.
pay for it over time,
Right,
because I don't want to short in
right,
any other aspect. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
right,
it's like, it's not like I haven't lived like this before. Before I had
right,
kids,
right,
I
right.
mean, when we were
Yeah,
younger, I mean, we used to
yeah,
fucking throw shit together. We'd sell shit. We'd scrap together.
yeah,
But we
yeah,
made it happen. We never
yep,
failed or faltered, dude. We always made it
yep,
happen.
yep, yep.
So,
That's crazy. That's fucking that is staggering. Fifteen
yeah.
hundred dollars a month, and then you got to you got to do what you got to take care of your stuff, taxes on the house,
On
right?
top of that, yeah, dude. I
I
just had a
mean,
tax bill for the house, $1,900 that got paid.
Right.
You know,
what are
I
the
mean,
taxes
nobody's
a
gonna
year over
pay
there?
taxes aren't bad. They're built into my mortgage payment. But
Okay.
yeah, it's probably about a little less than 2K a year.
Wow,
So
that's
I got
beautiful.
about a little
Beautiful.
less than 3/4 of an acre. I got
Yeah, yeah.
a
Oh
3 bedroom
wow.
ranch, 1.5 bath. So
Yeah. Oh,
for
dude, that's
Virginia, it's not
beautiful.
bad. I mean, in Jersey, it would probably
I'll be
cost me
right
about
back, guys.
6 grand. All right,
Yeah.
Jay.
I'll be right
Oh,
back.
dude, you're talking probably 10, 12 grand in Jersey. Easy.
Yeah, at least.
The taxes are ridiculous out here now.
Dude, everything, car insurance, taxes, everything, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, dude, everything is
So,
ridiculous. Everything's
yeah,
fucking ridiculous. The car insurance is everything. You can't. I
yeah,
swear to God, if I didn't have a kid and I was solo, I would move out of state in a heartbeat.
yeah,
I
to
would
somewhere
have
cheaper.
already.
Yeah,
Yeah. Gotta go
yeah,
down south or or Midwest or something. I don't
yeah. I
know.
don't blame you,
It's just
man.
it's
Dude, I'm
ridiculous.
thinking of
It's
making the move
old. It's old.
myself. Yeah, even though
Uh,
it's pretty good here in VA. It's still,
yeah.
I mean, and of course it depends. It's this jack off that's sitting in fucking office right now. Everything's 10 times
Right.
more than it should be.
Right.
He's
Right.
walking around tripping over sandbags, this fucking guy,
Dude, that was some funny shit, man. That was some
dude,
funny shit.
I'll tell you, man, it's like watching,
Hmm.
I'll tell you, it's like watching fucking, I don't even want to comment on it because
And
I don't want you to
he
get
gave a
banned.
fucking salute. He gave a fucking salute, right?
Dude, he was
Took
saluting a
one
fucking
step
ant on the
over
ground.
and boom, right on his fucking face, man. What
Yep,
Momo.
yep.
Total Momo.
Dude, he's an embarrassment.
So,
You know.
oh yeah. So at least you got some good news there, man. That's good news. So you got her on.
Dude,
she's gonna have
you
to
go
fill
to
the paperwork for the finances and all that stuff.
exactly. You
So
go to court, it's always half good, half bad. You never win
yeah,
everything.
no,
You know,
no,
because if you win everything, then somebody will look at the judge. Oh, you're biased. So
of course,
they make sure they keep it level. You know.
right. They
Uh,
have to, right,
but yeah,
right.
I'm getting a documentation, dude. I'm gonna fucking burn a house down on that
Yeah.
spousal support. They don't have a fucking chance. They could
No,
watch
they're
this
done.
podcast and play it in court. You don't have a
Yep,
fucking chance. Okay,
yep.
I'm gonna burn you down.
No,
Period.
it's just
So
hey, you know what? It's what's right is right.
right,
What's
dude.
right is right. You can't be
Yeah.
ripping. You can't be
No.
pulling fraud, ripping off the
Right.
government because
Yep.
essentially that's what she's doing.
Yeah,
She's
because
ripping
you're
off
too
the
fucking
government.
lazy to get a better job
Right.
or get another job.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
You know?
So
It's like,
you know.
pave your own road. This woman, my ex has never lived on her own, dude. She wouldn't know the first
No.
thing to fucking do if let's say this boyfriend she's living with died suddenly. He's
Right.
in his 60s. He had coronary disease or whatever. Uh, let's say
There
he
you go.
kicks the bucket. All right, you know
Yeah.
what she's gonna do, Mick? She ain't gonna go
Yeah.
get her own place and fucking plant flowers, dude. She's going back home to mommy
Hmm. Yeah.
because she has
Wow.
no clue where to start, what to do. I mean, that's the level
Right.
of like just
Her
where she looks at people
responsibilities
as
just
supplies, zero fucking responsibility, zero structure. Uh, and that's just the way she was raised and the way she lives her
right.
life. It's like she always
Right.
counted on everybody else to make it for her.
Right. Bail her out.
Me,
Make it for
you,
her.
Joey.
Right.
Yeah, we always had to do it ourselves. Nobody was there to
Right.
bail us
Right.
out. So
Right.
as adults now, at 50 years old almost, we
Yep.
know what we have to do in order to succeed and get by, period. Dude, she
Mhm.
doesn't know that. I guarantee you something happens with this boyfriend and he kicks her out. He winds up saying, "Oh, you're a piece of shit, get out of here," or realizes she is.
Right.
Uh, she'd be moving back in with her mommy. No doubt
Yeah.
about it, dude. And she fucking knows it.
Yeah.
Once you don't have any money to put in.
Yeah, but you know what's funny about that, Joey, is the support coming from me in the last 2 years. She's gotten 50K.
Oh man.
So you had plenty of money. If somebody gave me 50K, Mick, I'd be living in a house twice the size of where I am now.
Right.
See
Yeah.
this fan back
Unbelievable.
here that's blowing? I'd have 16
Oh
of
yeah.
them, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
but that's what I mean, dude. 50K, and I guarantee you, when I ask her in court, where did that 50K go? She ain't gonna be able to
Yeah.
answer shit. She's gonna be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I don't know." She's gonna
Yeah.
fucking trip over her own tongue because
Yeah.
she doesn't know. You
Food and
know?
clothes for our kids. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's like I've been
Fifty
paying for
thousand
that.
dollars in 2 years for food and clothes. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
give me a fucking break. So,
The kid must
dude,
be a
that's
fucking
what
a
you're dealing
whopper.
with. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's better be walking around in $300 Nike Airs like when he lived with
Yeah.
me. So,
Jesus
uh,
Christ. Right. Right.
but yeah,
Unreal,
dude. So
man.
I mean, that's the way it is. That's the way. I'm not saying all women are like that. Don't get me wrong, but she is.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I am seeing it. She's defrauding the government, the state government, with the welfare stuff. She lies in court. I mean, she's been lying since 2018, and she always counts on other people to bail her out. That's why I subpoenaed her mother's financial records, because I want to see how much money her mother's been contributing to her, because all this money she gets from everybody, her boyfriend, her mother, this could be counted as income for her because it's paying her bills.
Oh
So
yeah.
even though she only makes $1,000 a month or whatever the hell it is she clears,
Right.
uh, I could say, well, your boyfriend makes $5,000, so that's 2,500. Your mother gave you 30 grand. There's 30 grand. So
Right.
you know what? You made more than I did last year. So why am I
Yep.
paying
Yep.
you?
Yep.
You should be paying me.
Right. Right. Jesus
So
Oh
Christ.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
that's the route we're gonna go, and we're gonna try to fucking, like I said, dude. I'm going to court. I'm burning shit down. I don't
Yep.
care who I piss
So
off. You know.
is there a date yet for that for when he has to come and bring the finances and the
Not
mother as
yet, not
well?
yet, because the
Okay.
show cause had to be filed for him, so I don't have a date yet on that. As
Right.
far as
Right.
the child support thing, the spousal support, 6/22 and 8/2. So I got June 22nd
6/22 and
this
8/2.
month and August 2nd. But see, here's the
Okay.
thing: the August 2nd date that the judge put as a continuance, exceeds the maximum 60-day Supreme Court rule. So I have to call the courthouse tomorrow, and I'm going to say, hey, this hearing was in, the end of May. He set a date
Right.
for August 2nd. That's well beyond the 60-day rule. He's not allowed to do that. So, dude, this
Gotcha.
judge has no idea. He was a criminal attorney
Right.
and
Big
criminal
difference.
judge.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
doesn't fucking know what he's doing. So he's
Right.
constantly breaking rules. But if I walk in here in shorts and a tank top, it's a
Right.
problem. Because you know what?
Right.
There's a sign that says there's a rule I can't wear a tank top. You know?
Right.
So, yeah, he doesn't know, dude. So I'm going to call the
Yeah.
courthouse, and I'm going to get that August 2nd date moved up to sometime in July, probably mid to
Right.
late July. So,
Right.
but
Oh,
it's got to
nice.
be within that
Nice.
60 days of the last hearing.
Yeah. And we're gonna keep. Obviously, we're friends, so we're always gonna keep it. Keep us informed about what happened.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
as far as
absolutely.
coming back on here, we're gonna keep continuing to tell the story because this is outrageous.
Dude, it's crazy. It gets
This is
crazier,
absolutely
man.
outrageous.
Yeah.
This is
Yep.
like I told you yesterday, Les. It's like a fucking movie.
Dude,
I
it's
swear to
crazy.
God, it's like a drama on
Hey,
Netflix.
that might be a good idea, man. We should start writing. You know what I mean?
Right? I mean, seriously, goddamn.
Yeah,
I mean, this is insane. I mean,
dude. Yep. You know
the
what's crazy
corruption
about it,
is so
guys, is
blatant,
that
and
the
they're so
crazy thing
blatant
is,
about it. That's what's disturbing. That they're so
yeah,
like out front, and they just don't give a fuck about
dude,
people knowing what is
Welcome
what.
to the new world.
yeah, guys, keep in mind,
Yeah.
too, you're only hearing my story. Imagine how many guys like me are out there
Right.
going through the same shit that don't get a platform like this.
Yeah.
That can't come
Yeah.
on. It's a podcastrophe to tell them
Right.
what's happening.
Right.
That are sitting in their
Right.
houses that
Podcastrophe.
kill themselves.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
this
we want
has
more.
to be exposed. Absolutely,
Yeah.
dude. This gotta
We
this gotta
encourage
get
it.
out.
Yeah, man.
If you
I mean, if
guys
you
are
got a
watching this,
story
any
like
single
this,
dads,
get
yeah,
on here, man. Get on this
Yeah.
podcast. Speak your truth. Let everybody know what the hell's going on. Let's get some light on this, man. Let's do it.
Yep. It's
You
about
know?
time, and something like that happens for
Yeah.
the single
Yep, for the
single
dads
dad
and
or
for the children, man. We got to
Yeah.
do something. So let's
Yeah.
not sit back, kick our feet up, and take the L.
Never
Yeah.
give
Push
up.
forward. Go after this shit.
Don't give up on your kids.
Never
ever.
give up.
Yeah.
Exactly, Joey.
Yeah.
Never. Ever.
Yeah. Unreal.
Yep.
Shit, man. So so I'll be I'll tell you what. I just after seeing that Facebook thing, man. Now the other post, what was it? All Facebook posts that you were just calling
Oh,
them out
dude,
on.
yeah.
It was all Facebook.
Yeah, you got it,
Yeah.
guys.
yeah.
If anybody out there, look at my Facebook, Dan Bussier. Dude, I post shit on Facebook. I post real emails. I don't edit shit. I put it out there raw. If you don't
Yep.
like it, too fucking bad. It's
Oh, shit.
actually the facts, the truth. It's
reality.
what's happening. So, and I'm not
Yep.
afraid to expose that and share that because I don't have anything to hide, man. I have nothing to lose and nothing to hide. So I'm all in.
Yeah.
My chips are in the center of the table. Let's fucking dance.
Yeah, and I encourage everybody who's gonna peep this freaking episode that you know uh, when you hear a story like this, where an ex is able to move away that far with a child and have custody of a child after being put in jail and things like that. Listen, it's common. You're going to say, well, is this what really happened? There's something fishy going on. Why is she allowed to do this? Not him have custody or have, at least, supervised visitation with the kids. I mean, you got ugats, you got nothing. So when a person hears that, they automatically think or assume, well, maybe he's not giving us the full story.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely. I can understand.
And I got to
that,
tell you, I thought the same fucking thing. When I first heard this, I said, something's crazy. Because, I mean, how is she able to do this and this and this? But then now, when I hear episode 2 and we got deeper.
Yep.
I listen, I believed you from the rip because I know who you are and
we go
your
back,
ethics
dude.
and the morals you have. So
Yeah.
I didn't doubt what you were saying. I guess you always question something to a certain extent when it's so outrageous.
Unbelievable. Absolutely,
it sounds
dude.
fucking so unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then when I was coming across these posts, and the more and more I see them, and then when I saw last night, I mean, I texted you right off the rip. I mean, there was like a book, and for
dude.
like I said to you earlier before we started recording, you're either really fucking stupid, which I don't think
Yeah,
you are, and anybody who watches you knows that you're a very intelligent guy. You speak with intelligence. You
yeah,
know, you're very stupid, or you got the goods.
yeah,
You know, and you just got the
yeah,
goods.
yeah,
You
dude.
know,
They don't
so
they didn't expect a guy like me, dude. I mean, they fucked me the
right,
wrong bull. Period.
that's it,
You
man.
know,
That's it.
you go
That's
after
it.
my kids, dude. I come right back at you until I
You
die.
know,
Period.
yeah, yeah,
Period.
yeah.
There's no negotiating. There's no, oh well, what if, or just in case, or no maybes. Dude, I'm coming at you 100%.
Yeah,
Period.
yeah,
And I'm not
yeah.
going to
They're not
stop
above the
until
law.
shit is
They're
set
not above
straight.
the law. Right. They think
Exactly.
they're above the
Yep.
law, but they can't. There's this is crazy.
Dude,
This is like,
they've been shitting on people for so long, guys,
Listen,
oh
and then
man,
come and
I
play
can
for 'em.
imagine. I can
Yeah.
imagine how many people.
I can say
Yeah.
it
The
again.
jig is up,
I got lucky, but I know every other guy I know, father
Yeah.
I know, got fucked
Yeah.
in the ass
Yeah,
going to
dude.
court.
Yep.
It always the mother, and they could be pieces
Dude,
of shit.
Joey, there are millions, man. I mean, if you look at the
Sometimes the dads
statistics,
are
dude.
too, though. But
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, dude. There can be deadbeat dads just like there are deadbeat moms.
yeah,
But if
Yeah,
you look
yeah,
at the statistics, dude, you don't see mothers offing themselves half as much as fathers are because they lose custody or things like that.
yeah,
So the
yeah,
statistics play a huge part. And I'm not talking just the US. I'm talking worldwide, dude. You look
yeah,
at 80% of the suicides regarding custodies, things like that, are fathers. They're not
yeah.
mothers.
That'll break
Okay?
a
And
dad.
right, dude. You got to look. The
yeah.
statistics don't lie. I mean, the census statistics. Look in other countries, Australia, England, places like that, man. Joey, it's no different than it is here in the U.S., man. It's
Yeah.
80% of mothers win custody. Why is that? Especially when 70% of mothers don't even have full-time jobs. Now,
Yep.
Yeah,
again, I'm
you
not
see,
ragging on
yeah,
mothers. I'm just saying these are the
right. No,
statistics that were
Oh
recorded
yeah.
facts are the
over the
facts.
last 10, 15, 20 years.
Yep,
So
yep,
it's like, I mean, the best thing for a child, for any minor, is to have both parents in his or her lives.
Good.
Okay.
mm-hmm.
Minus if the parent is a drug addict or a fucking alcoholic or a physical
Right,
abuser. Okay.
right,
Understandable. That's like maybe
right,
2% of the fucking cases. But
right.
otherwise, dude, it's a scam. It's a
Yeah.
money grab. Okay. And dads are getting screwed 80% of the time. You know, those are the facts. I mean, you don't like it,
Yeah,
come at me. What am I going to tell
right,
you? You
right.
know,
Yeah,
so
Yeah.
unreal,
yeah,
unreal, man.
yep.
I'll tell
Shit.
you what. I mean, I'm excited. You know,
Dude, yeah,
eh.
we might need a part four. This it's a
Oh, we're definitely.
podcastrophe.
Oh,
We got a part four of
we're
this
gonna
shit.
It's
have,
a
we're gonna have
podcastrophe.
probably parts.
Yeah, we
We're gonna
gotta do it
probably have part 6, part 7, dude. This is not.
Dude, we keep it
You know, this
rolling,
is.
dude.
until it's
Yeah,
over.
I mean,
We
yeah,
keep
this
going.
has to.
Dude,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
in it
this
till
is.
the end, man. I'll
Yeah, yeah, and
I'll
we're.
bring it to you guys as much as you want
Yeah.
to hear it and listen to it.
Oh,
So,
I want
and your
every bit of it
listeners
because.
too.
Yeah, but that's why I want other people need to hear this. You
Yeah,
know,
dude. I mean, I'm here. I'm
I
not
want.
here for me. I'm not telling
Mm-hmm.
people this because it
Yeah.
benefits me in any way.
Right.
Okay,
I know
nobody's sending
we're
me
not
money.
making any money off of
Exactly,
this
dude.
shit.
None of
You know?
us. We're
No.
here. You're
I'm
letting me
paying
have
for
this
this. Yeah.
platform because we want to
Yeah.
help fucking dads or moms that are going through the
Yeah.
same shit that I am. Okay,
Yep.
reach out, speak out, fucking
Yep.
get on this. Reach out to Mick, Joey. Get
Yep.
on this
Yep.
fucking podcast. Let's expose this shit. Enough
Yep.
games, man. No
Yep.
more sitting back. Let's go,
Yep.
people. You know,
Yep. Absolutely, man. Just a little kick in the ass, a little fire, you know?
I'm telling you, man. I'm fired
So
up, dude.
shit.
I'm
Yeah.
tingling right now. It's
That's why we got that's why we can't run late because Danny's all
right,
fired up. He's got to go to bed
dude.
soon, you know. We were
That's right,
joking
dude. I
last
gotta
night about
fucking
that.
yeah, exactly, dude.
We
Mick's like,
can't be
hey,
running too
7:30,
late.
8 o'clock. I'm like, dude, that's my chill out time. I can't do that.
Yeah. He's
You
got
know.
veins popping out of his forehead, dude. You know what
Right,
I
dude.
mean? You
I
gotta
get fired up. I'll be up till 2 in the fucking
yeah.
morning. I got to get up at
Oh
6
yeah.
a.m. So
Oh yeah. Absolutely, man. So
yeah, it's
hey, listen,
you
I
know,
appreciate we'll cut it out here. We're about hour and a half almost. So
damn,
Yeah.
good job. Yeah,
that was phenomenal, man. I mean, shit,
yeah, bro.
you know, a lot of good information there. And we will be back for definitely part 4, probably
Amen,
5 and
guys.
6,
Yep.
It's
whatever,
a
This was
however many it
podcast.
phenomenal,
takes,
man.
man.
Thank you
You know,
guys for
so
having me on again, as
I
usual.
appreciate your time, Danny boy.
Yeah.
Dude, appreciate you
really
guys
do,
having me
brother.
here, man. It's a
I really
platform,
do.
man.
Yeah,
I love
no,
it.
it's
Love you guys. I
Oh yeah,
yeah,
appreciate it.
yeah, absolutely, man. So
we love you
that's it,
too.
man. We'll see. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll see
Thanks,
you
guys.
guys. We'll see you guys on the rebound. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Till another
Everybody
time,
have a
right,
good night,
peeps?
man.
Yeah,
We'll
we'll
be
That's
go
it,
back.
on
brother.
live. We going live next time.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. 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 All right.